And we are live.
Oh, you just caught me eating some dice here. Welcome back to the Gilded Dice, where these fine adventurers play through the Storm King's thunder as they journey across the Fey Room to discover what has gone on with the giants and their rampaging throughout the lands. They find themselves in the midst of a battlefield between fire giants and frost giants. It looks hairy, it looks dicey, and they're almost dead, as you can probably tell by the screen. During this fight, the frost giants have appeared from the rear, trying to circumvent the fire giant army and catching our players in the fray. And what it seems to be hopeless, a particularly looking frost giant wearing large furs, a white skull on his as a helmet, a large beast of a dragon skull on his head, wielding a great axe, comes running into the fray and starts killing his own brethren, to much of the party's confusion. And that's where we left off. As you guys look around the battlefield, you notice that as the frost giants have entered, one of them picks up the glance of the fire giant that was chasing you and has run over, and the two of them have begun engaging in friendly combat to the death. The one frost giant with the dragon helmets has begun hacking down the other frost giants, while the third now looms over you guys. So using the same turn order, top of the turn order, it was Lucius, who is now hidden in a cloud of darkness. You see that Zaya and Rogadar have gone invisible, Lucius, and Wolverine stands outside.
So I had previously placed my hex on a hellhound, or whatever those things are called.
That one didn't die though; it ran back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. And it's obviously out of sight at this point.
Yeah, it went up
So
over the hill.
we're heading down the hill, kind of in the direction we came from, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Crap. That sucks. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna keep moving south. I no longer see my companions, so I'm just gonna run straight into them.
You just see Wolverine, who is standing by himself after a giant has jumped over his head.
I'm gonna come up right beside him.
All right.
And as I get close, I'll say, like, we're safer in here, because now they're all enveloped in darkness.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take aim at the frost giant that the one that seems to be allied with us is fighting.
Okay.
And fire 2 bolts of Eldritch Blast.
All right. Go for it.
9 and 16.
First one barely misses your friendly companion, and the second one does hit.
6 points of force damage.
All right.
Some pretty crappy rolls right off the bat.
All right, Rogadar, now enveloped in darkness and invisible. What do you do?
Okay, I would like to, well, I'm in darkness, so I literally can't see anything right now. That's kind of awkward. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm invisible, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move up here.
Yeah.
And in case this, I'm going to ready my action for a reaction.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot this frost giant with magic missile if he does anything harmful towards my group.
All right, sounds good. I'm just refreshing my roll 20, presumably the one that's coming towards you guys.
The one off to the east.
Okay, perfect. All right, Wolverine. Wolverine round?
Testing.
Yeah, there.
Alright. All of a sudden, I'm in pitch blackness.
Yeah.
What's going on? I can't see. I've gone blind!
You're like, keep it safer in here.
Oh, did you whisper that to me?
Yeah, I came right up beside you, and I said, we'll be safer in here.
Okay. I just hear... Okay. I hold an action.
All right.
I'm still raged from last time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I hold a frenzy attack with an extra attack.
Okay. Uzziah.
So it's reckless. It's not frenzy, it's reckless.
Okay.
So I was running in the darkness happier, but nothing happened to anyone in between.
No.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, it's pitch blackness. You can't see outside of it.
Yeah, I want to get out of that blackness as well.
All right.
So I'm gonna run a little back as well. I'm gonna run back.
Okay.
About here.
All right. The frost giants.
And ready dodge.
Ready to dodge. Okay. The frost giant, is looking at Wolverbane, continues to run towards it despite the impending darkness. Runs inside it. Although it only comes up to about his chest because he is extremely tall. He looks down into the darkness, to the center of it all, and just goes for a swing with his great axe.
Can I shoot him now?
Yes, as you watch this, you just out of the darkness, his hand rises and goes for a swing down into the darkness. Go for it.
15 points of force damage.
All right.
And I'm no longer invisible.
Rognar shows his position. The frost giant looks at you and scowls, now invisible to him, as he finishes his swing down towards Lucius with disadvantage. Negative. He gets a 1. Natural 1 as he completely sideswipes, kicking up all the dirt beside you. He then turns.
Do I get my...
Sorry?
Yeah, he's within 5 feet, so he could start swinging. He hears the thing come down, and he could start swinging in that direction. All your attacks will be at disadvantage, though.
Is it pitch black? I do have
Yeah,
dark.
it's magical. No, it's magical darkness.
Oh, okay, no dark vision works then. Okay.
DM, we seem to have lost you. Can you hear us?
All right, go for it.
Oh, okay, there he is.
Sorry, I'm just getting a loose connection, but go for Wolverbane.
Your cam's gone.
Oh man.
Right?
The attack misses. Almost lob off Lucius's head.
I try again.
Well, I mean, I can see what he's
Natural
doing.
1.
He comes back around Lucius and just nicks the cheek, giving you 1 point of piercing damage as he comes back around.
I got it.
Oh my gosh.
The frost giant brings back his axe again and slams down a second time towards you, Lucius. Another natural 1 as he somehow slams down the other side of you guys and misses. Well, all right. And all around you, the battle wages as you watch your friendly frost giant attack his and the fire giant in the north fight each other out. Lucius, back to you.
Well, now that this one's... Well, actually, he can't see me, though, so I can move without an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
I'm going to keep moving south.
Okay.
10, 15, 20. Basically to the bottom of the map.
All right, we're just going to bring you guys up a bit
Yeah.
as the battle wages around you.
I guess you'll have to bring up the guys in the
Oh, yeah.
bottom right, too.
They've kind of pirouetted around and are now fighting it off somewhere else.
Well, they're ballet
Okay.
giants.
Yeah.
But I still can see the one that the other guy's fighting, right?
Yeah. You got a good visual.
Then some more Eldritch Blasts. Can I
Alright,
at
go for
least
it.
try to help take that one down?
Yeah. Both,
26 and a natural 20.
Ooh, nice, they both hit.
So 26 points of force damage altogether.
these Eldritch Blast comes flying out of the darkness and hit this Frost Giant on the side of his jaw, and you hear a giant crack. The friendly-looking Frost Giant kind of looks back towards the darkness, just gives this vicious-looking thumbs up. The kind of look.
I figure there's no point in responding to the gesture since he won't see it anyways. Continue my dash down the hill.
Alright, Rogadar, you're now exposed. Frost Giant knows you're there.
Yeah, I figured as much. I will move towards him and attack him.
Okay.
25.
Yeah, that hits.
14. 25.
Also hits.
9. And the back end of my glaive, 21.
Okay.
Ooh, add 1 to that. 9 points of damage.
You jab him twice with your glaive. The third attack, you crack his kneecap with the back, and for some reason it's the handle that really hurts. He just grabs his knee and goes, ah, ah.
The handle's killed more than the front.
Yeah, apparently. Wolverbane, you now exist on the edge of this darkness, on the precipice of darkness, as Lucius has run away from you, leaving you exposed slightly.
I'm okay with that.
It's your turn.
Oh, that's what you're implying. All right. Zaya and Rogadar are still invisible?
Zaya is.
Zaya is invisible. I can see Rogadar, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of nod to him, like a motion towards.
I nod back when I smack the giant in the kneecap.
Like a tag team. All right, so now I'm going to reckless attack again, so I get advantage. 2
All right.
attacks. 20.
That hits.
I get a reroll. A Great Weapon Master. I get to reroll the 1.
Okay.
So I'll just click that again. I 8.
Okay.
Second attack. 25.
Oh, jeez, that hits.
I get to reroll that.
Oh my goodness.
17. Much better.
Wow. Okay.
I go for. Okay, so if he hits one knee, I'm gonna go for the other knee with both of those attacks.
Okay. He's now like kind of leaning over and grabbing both his knees, just. He looks pissed. Zaya, you're invisible. You're watching as Rogadar and Wolverbane smack this guy's kneecaps. Old school, like schoolyard style. Break his kneecaps.
Yes, there's a lot of kneecap breaking in the schoolyard that I can recall.
What's happening to the other giants around?
They're all engaged in combat with one another.
And Wolverine and Rogadar are just deciding to attack this one.
This is the one that's looking at you guys and deliberately coming to you guys.
And Lucius is stopped or keep going?
He's heading down the hill in his darkness bubble.
I'm gonna follow Lucius. I'm gonna run behind the black bubble.
Okay, move yourself.
I'm gonna just follow the black bubble and ready dodge.
Alright. Are you gonna go inside the bubble?
No, I'm staying right outside.
Okay.
I'm invisible, so.
Right. Alright, so as around you, the battle continues to wage. You see off in the distance some frost giants and fire giants are just beating the shit out of each other. One just loses its head in one fell swoop. The battle seems to be starting to subside. There's no clear winner at this time. But this frost giant now looks at you, Wolverbane, and Rogadar. Between the two of you, slams his axe down on Rogadar.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh, it's gonna hurt. It's going to hurt. 27 to hits.
Oh, yeah.
As it crushes down into the upper part of your body, slams you to the ground for 19 points of slashing damage.
I'm unconscious.
As you fall through into this dust cloud, he turns his attention now to Wolverbane and slams you with his great axe. 28 to hits.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys!
You catch it in your
why?
pecs, doing 15 points of slashing damage.
Halved 7.
Half to 7.
Why couldn't I have gotten the 15? That would have been fine.
No. Rogadar is now down for the counts. You watch as the friendly giant is now kind of on top of the other giant, and he's just hacking away with his axe, and he's just letting out this berserk cry that sounds terrifying. And there's just this bloodlust in his eyes. Lucius, your turn.
Is that giant like still living? The one that he's
It's alive.
but
He's
kind of
trying
like
to
barely.
he's trying to stay. Yeah, he's trying to stay alive.
And I've just watched Rogadar go down. If I
Yeah.
turn around, I see Rogadar has gone.
Yeah, you hear this giant crash. You turn around and watch as the dust settles. Rogar's on the ground.
Well, that appears to be the new immediate threat. I'll head back down toward the southern end of the map again.
All right.
But then I'll whip around and fire 2 Eldritch Blasts that away.
All right. Set him up. Yeah. It hits and
20
hits.
and 20, 25. So 19 points of force damage total.
All right. You blast him on the chin. It kind of takes off some of his nice wispy beard, and he looks pissed about that.
He looks pissed about everything, apparently.
He's just angry at this point. He's had a rough schoolyard life. It is Rogar's turn. Give me that death saving throw, Rogar.
I did not have that ready.
That's okay. Wolverbane, it's your turn.
10. I succeed.
Nice.
Just barely.
Okay. So, okay. Remind me, have I ever grappled a giant? 'Cause my
you've
size
tried.
counts as one larger,
Yeah, this is 2. Oh, you can grapple one
and
bigger.
you can grapple
though,
one
right?
bigger anyways.
You've tried to grapple an ogre, from what I remember, and you failed. No, I think you've succeeded in ogre.
Ogre, I have succeeded. I'm
a
just
hill
not sure if
giant,
full-on
you-
giant.
A hill giant you did not succeed at.
I'm
and
saying,
those-
is it possible?
You can try.
I
The
will
creature's
try.
like it's a huge class creature. You count as large when grappling, so you could attempt to grapple
Oh, okay.
if
Okay.
you wanted to
So,
in some sort of way.
If it's still kind of like knees are hurting, so it's bent over. Can I
Yeah, it's still bent over.
jump up on its knee, jump up on its back, wrap my bicep around his throat, and try and grapple squeeze him?
All right, go for it. Competition's strength versus strength as you try to contend against this frost giant's bestial strength.
I get advantage.
Oh, you do?
Natural 20.
What? Having taken out his kneecaps and leaving him very unstable, he's caught off guard by the fact that he's dropped Rogadar, and he kind of feels a little victorious about that. You manage to take this moment as he's too busy looking at the now gaping part of his beard, and he's angry about that. You take advantage of this, and you climb up on his back, and you grab him by the neck. Using your full weight, you drive him right into the grounds. And he goes down with a giant oof. Damn, you grappled the frost giant.
It's an attack or that's an action to grapple.
Yeah, it's an action. You've got him grappled. You're now on top of him. Oh man. Zaya, it's your turn. What did you
Just
do?
okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. No.
Okay, sorry. So Wolverine is carrying him or no?
No, he's just on top of him, just holding him in place.
Carrying him.
Okay. Okay.
Zaya, it's your turn.
Oh no, I don't want to lose. If I know like one of my action is to help. What can I do if I just do that? Is that gonna break
It's
my
for like skill
invisibility?
checks. You couldn't
Okay.
help Wolverine.
What about if I inspire someone?
Mhm.
Is that gonna break my? It's not an attack roll.
No, I wouldn't say. Inspiration shouldn't reveal your location on invisibility.
Okay, then that's what I gonna do.
Can I
If I
use
can.
inspiration for strength checks and stuff, or specifically
Ah,
that?
Rogadar's on the
I
floor.
guess attacks and saving throws.
Saving throws.
Okay, so wait. There's no one running towards us, and this giant is really hurt.
He's on the ground with Wolverine on top of him.
Okay, so basically there's no like real threats coming towards us, right?
Not immediately to you. No.
Okay. So I'm going to do a healing word
Okay.
to Rogadar.
All right.
At level 2.
All right.
Plus, hold on. Plus a d4 as well. I don't know how to do that. I need to figure out how to do that. Like if I roll a higher. Oh, that's a perfect roll almost.
All right, you whisper an incantation and send out this healing word towards Rogadar. Rogadar, your body kind of absorbs this power, and your eyes blink back to life, and you see Wolverbane is now kind of almost like he's conquered something. He's just standing on top of this frost giant beside you.
And I'm no longer invisible. Wait, actually, I can probably do something else. Since I'm no longer invisible, I can probably cast something else. I'm gonna do a dissonant whisper on the giant.
Okay, what's the saving throw?
15.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
It fails.
And takes 11 points of damage.
All right. You insult his strength, and that hurts. You know, he was bullied a lot in the schoolyard, and it just brought back some bad memories. At which point he gets a little frustrated now. He sees the tuft of his beard kind of floating off to the wind. Wolverine's on top of him, his eyes insulting him.
I'm not insulting him, it's a whisper.
And the one that he just dropped has come back to life. He's pissed. He tries to throw you off, Wolverine.
Bring it on.
Give me
Do I use strength saving throw, or is it an athletics?
No, it's just an athletics check.
Yeah. His will to stand up just greatly vanishes as he's recurring memories of his past just run through his head. He struggles somehow above you, Wolverine, and you drive your foot into the back of his neck and force him back into the ground.
Stay down.
He fails to stand up.
I see Rogadar is stirring, and like, wakey, buddy, do me a favor, poke him in the eyes.
Okay, is the giant to the east still alive?
You watch as this one giant on top of him just cleaves him from upper neck to his like kind of torso. Just kind of grabs his axe and just pulls it across and splits the body.
Oh, excellent.
Macbeth style.
So that's basically taken care of then.
Yeah. And he lets out this.
And these two giants to the northwest, they're occupied.
Yep.
I don't be very interested.
They're killing each other. They look very dead and bloodied, but they're occupied with themselves.
But they're preoccupied. Yeah.
And
the only semi-threat is this one that Wolverine has pinned.
Yeah. Aside from
so
myriad around you as well, but
so I'll stand my ground. I'll face it. Yeah. So actually, I was curious. So further south down the hill, is there are we surrounded at this point?
Not at this point. The southern approach where you come from hasn't seemed to be cut off yet.
Okay, but sort of everywhere else.
Kind of like everywhere else.
Okay. Well, I'll stand my ground nonetheless, and I'll fire 2 shots at the prone giant.
All right.
So because it's prone, it's disadvantage, but because I'm in darkness, it's advantage, so it's regular shots.
Sounds good. Give it to me. That hits.
23 and 15.
Both of them hit.
So 21 points of force damage total.
All right. You blast one into the side of his armor, which goes right through and pierces, and you almost see the light shine off the other side. The second one catches him on the other side of the jaw and just shaves off a little more of his beard.
The only way to shave.
Rogadar, now awake. What do you do?
This is becoming too much of a habit, dying constantly. I mumble to myself as I stand up.
All right.
And then I will attack this dude who's now on the ground.
All right, go for it.
14 probably misses.
That misses. You catch part of his armor.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
For 32 points of damage.
Right in the eyes.
How do you want to do it, Rogadar?
Oh, sweet. I want to cleave right beside Wolverine's arm where he's holding on and just take the head off.
All right. He's struggling. Wolverine has his big hands barely around the neck. Weird, kind of like just tussling him like a wild boar. Rogadar, you wait for that moment and you go for the cleave. Next thing you know,
a nice golf club swing.
No. You cut it, and it falls with this giant clash to the ground. And Wolverine, all you're holding now is like part of the neck, as blood is spewing out like a fountain, just spraying everywhere. And the body is still moving around like a dead chicken, spraying blood everywhere.
And I get 12 temporary hit points.
Yes, you do, because you got
What?
20.
What?
You watch as his glaive now awkwardly, magically absorbs the blood as the fountain shoots out. It seems to be drawn towards his glaive, and it coats the glaive, and then it seeps into the blade itself, and into the essence of Rogadar.
Was that from your vampire thing?
Much like a vampire.
Ooh.
Great guess.
Ooh la la.
All right. So just to get things. Hey Joe, how's the character sheet coming along?
Good
I lost
timing.
his cam, actually.
I also lost his cam right there.
We'll see if he's dead.
Good timing. Good timing.
Oh, and then for the rest of my movement, I start running down.
All right.
I stop right there, though.
Okay. Let me just. Alright. Okay, so I'm just trying to see where our other party members are at.
He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Phew. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out.
All right. Okay, so as the battle wages, we're gonna say this battle
Can we hear
wages.
him now?
No, when the time comes with. As the battle wages around you, it does appear to be.
Sunny? It's getting nighttime. Night is falling on us.
Okay. As the battle rages around you, watch as the fire giant at the north kind of gets cleaves the frost giant, seemingly being the victor of that combat, but not before being circumvented and sideswiped by another frost giant that comes in and kills him. The giant that has this white dragon skull on his as a helm comes running over to you, caked in blood. He's carrying the head of a frost giant as well, and sees that you guys have also beheaded a frost giant. He comes up to you and says, "Come, I will lead you out of here."
Sounds
And
like the best option.
Kind of kneels down. There's like a large pouch, kind of opens up, ushering you guys to come inside.
Inside.
His large sack.
Oh my gosh, this reminded me bad memories. This is like Groundhog all over again.
Are
I
we
will
out
follow
of
behind.
initiative
Can I
order?
climb on your shoulder instead?
Sorry, Lucius, I lost that.
I was just asking if, like, is this still an initiative order or just?
No, I will say loose initiative. He kneels down. You watch as the combat is kind of pushing in around you. As let's see who's winning this fight. As the fire giants have pressed back the attack of the frost giants and are kind of pushing in towards the center of the hill where you guys are. Harshnag the frost giant looks around, seeing his immediate enemies, says, "The fire giants are coming. We don't have much time. Come, get inside."
Smells like meat, and I hop in.
All right, you just dive right in and you land amongst some dead elk, almost getting pierced by one of its large.
Is he speaking
antlers.
common?
He looks at the rest of you guys, Rogadar, Saya.
Can I ask him if I can just go on his shoulder?
No, it's too dangerous. It will see you. Come on.
Fine. I jump in the bag.
All right.
Okay, I follow in Rogadar because why not?
All right, you all dive into the bag of this.
What's the worst that can
this
happen?
Strange frost giant.
As I jump
Okay,
in,
yeah.
can I just do a check that it's not gonna kill me as I jump in?
No, you land inside pure
Oh,
darkness. You
I
either
cast
land-
light on my glaive. Haha.
and you just see the carcasses of a ton of animals, a few bodies. You see a head of a hill giant in there, somehow stuffed precariously inside the sack. It's a pretty large sack, apparently.
Any gold?
Make a perception check. Lucius, you watch your companions now
Yeah,
jump to the
sorry.
bag.
My Discord was lagging hard. I dispel the darkness and I run and jump in as well.
All right, you dispel the darkness. Just as this giant's about to stand up, he sees you, another small folk. He quickly kneels down and opens up his bag, and this cast of light just shines through, and all you see is dead carcasses and bodies, and your 3 companions standing inside.
Ooh. Can I send Coils out and sit on his head and look through Coils' eyes to see where we're going?
Sure.
Cool.
All right. It flies down. It kind of nestles into the skull, the eye hole of this white dragon skull,
cool.
and you just kind of have this perfect view of what this giant's looking at.
Cool.
Zaya, you find amongst all his crap, you find 18 gold pieces.
Okay. I stealthily do a sleight of hand and grab it.
Are you trying to hide it from your companions?
Yeah.
All right, make a sleight of hand check.
23.
Yeah, you start picking up these gold pieces that are shining off by the light spell. You manage to pluck them out and store them.
18?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave like a couple back. I'm gonna take only like 14.
All right. As this giant now begins to run from inside, from what you guys can hear, you hear him. He's just running through this combat field. You feel giant lurches and shakes, as it sounds like he's also still killing other giants outside. Rogadar, you see that he's actually still killing giants outside. You have perfect view of another frost giant. He comes up behind, grabs him by the neck, brings the axe behind it, and just cuts his throat before pushing him off and then slaying another fire giants. He seems to have no regard of giant racialness. He's indifferent. It's 2017. They are giant fluid, and he just starts cutting up everyone as he's cleaving a path as the fire giants are closing in. He takes a few
as
blows
each one's
himself.
falling down, I'm like whispering, "That's another dead, and another dead, and another dead, and another dead."
He takes a few blows as well, and you feel him kind of teeter to one side and another, and you guys precariously grab onto whatever you can in here, holding onto antlers and dead elk legs and one another because you're companions. And in a short time, while he manages to exit the fray, and he starts barreling towards the forest to the northeast. All right, guys. Hold your horses. He runs for some time. Rogadar, you can see the forest, the lurkwood in the distance. It seems like he's just trying to get away from the combat fields. Once in a while, he looks back and you can see that in the distance the battle still wages, but it dwindles. There's a lot of corpses everywhere. It seems like it was quite a bloody ambush. After some time, he does, however, slow down to catch his breath further up the long road. And he kneels down and opens up the sack, and you all tumble out.
Are you going to eat all that elk in there?
You see now his eyes have kind of lost that berserker rage that he had while in combat. He's got these cold white eyes. He has this almost dark expression, very grim look. He just answers, "No. You may have some."
Ah, sweet. The unimplied question.
We appreciate the assistance, Frost Giant. What may we call you?
The name is Harshnag. Harshnag the Grey.
Which this is... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. As he legs away.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say anything. Just go ahead.
He says... Oh, sorry, he says... Harshnag the Grim, sorry. Harshnag the Grim. Former member of Force Grey.
So Lucius kind of reels back in surprise and says, Harshnag, we have heard tell of your name recently from old Gnawbone.
He kind of nods his head slowly, kind of reminiscing. You can just kind of see the memories kind of flow through his eyes. And he just slowly pats the white dragon skull on his head. Yes. Seems to be a giant of very few words.
We also heard about the story where you acquired that white skull.
Yes, this skull belonged to Fjordborn, the Frigid. I helped slay the dragon. And let me...
Our meeting may be more fortunate than you realize, Harshnag.
Yes, thank you.
Is that so?
We are in search of the Eye of the Allfather, and it is given to us to know that you might be intimately familiar with its whereabouts.
At which point he kind of sits down, slumps beside a tree, a little winded from the combat and running, saving your guys' lives. He nods and says, I know of it. I have been there. Why do you seek the Eye of the Allfather?
We are a group of adventurers who have taken it upon ourselves to investigate the collapse of the Ordning. We believe that we may be able to find answers if we go there.
He nods, understanding the gravity of the situation and what you're asking. He says, that may be so. In the temple of the Allfather is an ancient oracle that we giants have used to commune with Aman the Allfather for aeons. But to speak to the oracle, you would need one that can speak to the deities. Can any of you do that?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of friends, and I'm sure that's not gonna be a problem. I mean, we have the hero of Phandalin with us.
Do you mean like pray? I'm sure we can all pray.
He means a man of the cloth.
Anyone here know any clerics? Or any way that we can convince a cleric to come with us?
A clerk? What good is a clerk gonna do?
A cleric, Wolverbane.
Oh, I didn't understand his Dragonborn accent.
I mean, we can grab one next town we go to, you know, for like 5 gold.
Yes, I'm sure that 5 gold will be all it costs to drag a cleric up to the spine of the world.
It will! If it's that or death, that will spare him.
Well, we're gonna threaten. We're
who's
gonna
gonna kill him?
innocent people now.
You threaten people all the time, Wolverine. Don't try to.
I threaten our enemies. If we're gonna have some friends, you can't.
Well,
threaten
if he
them.
doesn't want to be your friend, then he's your enemy first. See? Like, we all get what we need in the end. I don't know.
We might as well try to convince one peacefully before we immediately jump to threats.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah. So
Taking
next
one
time
by
we go to,
force
we'll
would
find
be-
one. We'll just take the first one we find. He's gonna be the best one.
We should test them first, see if they can hold up their own.
Okay. Let's
How do
plan
you
for that,
plan to
Rogdar.
test- How do you
I
plan to
don't
test
know.
Great
a
ideas.
cleric?
Just saying it might be a good idea.
Yeah, like make sure he's not scared of spiders and stuff.
That's
Or
a good
scared
one.
of
Or
the
mice.
cold.
Or rats.
Harshnag, while Zaya and Rogadar bicker, I just kind of turn, say, Harshnag, I'm curious to know your place in all this.
He says, the ordering, religion. I do not follow them. Small folk have a special place in my heart. I have helped them for many years, and they have helped me. Waterdeep is like a home to me. Seeing my brethren rise and try to guide their people and their kind into a new ordering has caused many trouble for both giant and small folk alike. I will not stand for such injustice, and so I roam the lands and I kill them.
Us other giants.
I kill other giants, yes.
And that is how you've stumbled across us this day?
I heard of a battle. The fire giants were to ambush the frost. In fact, I helped lead the frost into the ambush. And then I slaughtered them all.
At least you know your place in all this.
I'm impressed by your tactics.
We all need to live in peace and harmony. The abolishment of the ordning has caused quite a stir, and one that I will not sit idly by and watch unfold.
But surely your plan cannot be to simply hunt down every giant in existence.
No. My plan is to hunt out every giant in existence that deems a threat to the land. There are still good amongst us.
We have met some of them.
And those are the ones I will not kill.
And what is the end that you hope to see?
I'm not sure. I am not a religious giant. Whatever happens with the Allfather and the Ordning, I do not care for.
Have you ever tried to reason with any of them, or is it always just fights that you have to...
I have lived many years, Rainbow Head. And there's one thing I have learned, is that my axe is more reason than words. And you look at his axe at this point, he kind of moves it around. It's this really glorious looking, great axe to you guys, but almost like a hand axe to him. And engraved on the side of it are these giant runes.
I would like to read the runes.
All right. You read the rune, the particular rune, and it says the word. Let me get that word for you. But in the meantime, continue on.
I have a question, Harshnag.
He just looks at you.
This battle that we stumbled upon is quite close to my hometown. Dunbarton, in between Xanthar's Keep, and Griffin's Nest. Has there been fighting? I'm worried about my home. Has there been fighting that far into the Lurkwood?
There has been giants activity for sure. Fire giants, to say the least. Some stone. But not too much activity in the Lurkwood.
That's a relief.
So, where do you head to now?
I mean, we're heading north to Mirabar, and then more north. We're trying to find the Eye of the Allfather, like I think our friend Lucius said.
He nods. Kind of sheaths his axe and says, "Do you know where the Eye of the Allfather is?"
Well, I mean, if you're offering, we could definitely need your help.
We have been given the approximate location, but
Your help would be so much kindness.
indeed, as Zaya says, any help you could offer would be greatly appreciated.
The journey is treacherous, through the valley of Kedron, northwards to the spine of the world. It is frigid, it is cold, and it is desolate. I know where the entrance is, but it has been many years. It may have been buried or eroded away. However, I sense that your motivations are true. And if you do seek to help stop the giants' activity in the uprisings in the land, it would be wrong for me not to help you.
I agree. I think it's a very true word you have spoken.
He just nods at you, Rainbow Head, and says, "It has been a while since I have traveled with small folk. Forest Grey was made up of small folk. I was the only giant. It was the best times of my life, and I do miss it."
Was that your group called Forest Grey?
Yes.
And I whispered to Rugler, "That's such a cooler name than our name. We shouldn't tell him our name."
You're always welcome to join Torque.
Wolverine already got it.
It stands for the Ordering, Reckoning, Restoration Counts Committee.
Yuck.
Council. I correct him.
Council.
Depending on who you ask. He says, just kind of shakes his hand and says, "That is okay. I'll pass. But I will join you to the Eye of the Allfather if you need my assistance."
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
He now looks at your clothing, inspects you a little closer, says, "You will not survive a day in this attire."
I lift up a shoulder piece of the fur that Roglar is wearing, and I'm like, "What about this thing? Is this good enough?"
Too fashionable.
It looks good though, right?
I rub the fur on my chest. How about this?
You can certainly try, but you may lose a nipple.
Oh!
Then you'll never get that nipple ring of haste.
Tell me, Harsh, did you figure out what
Oh yeah.
the rune says?
Shit, I had it and I closed it. It's the but he stands up and says, "Damn it." Like I searched all this time and then I just closed it.
He did. He actually looked at it and then closed it and kept going with the story.
He begins to stand up and says, "Come, I will guide you to Mirabar, the city of dwarves. There you can prepare yourself for the journey to the Allfather. Are you ready to go?"
And I
What
do
we
like
need-
a little soldier
we
hand
need a-
up and I say, "Sir, yes, sir."
we
Very
need-
standing straight.
I thought we needed a man of clothing.
When we get to the next town, I
Mirabar
guess.
is one of the greatest cities in the north, one of the richest. You will find what you need there.
Are you okay to get in that town as a giant?
No, I am not. I am only welcome in Waterdeep. I will wait for you along the Mirar River. You can find me when you're ready.
Okay.
If it's a city of dwarves, I'm not sure if I could even fit inside their doorways.
I'm sure they have exports, Wolverbane. You will be able to at least find the furs that you need to keep you safe for the journey.
Are we just gonna forget about our horses? Just putting that out there. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with forgetting about the horses.
Well,
Gosh!
our friend has rescued us, but taken us in the opposite direction that the horses were sent. So,
How much
unless
gold
you
was
feel
that?
like traversing back through the,
Not particularly. That's why I said it doesn't. I'm not attached to the horses. They'll
How
find their
much-
way to Master or
I
for
feel
some
that
other
we'll
animals.
have to take the loss on that one.
Oh,
I forgot about
all this I told you I would have just stolen them. I mean,
All right, Lucius, as you look at the rune, you see it's the rune of Gert. In particular,
those horses.
does the rune allow you to understand what it might do? Lucius?
Like it's the description of the invocation is you can read all writing.
okay.
So I mean, I think it's implied that you get the meaning of it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, so it's like a kind of a rune that's been embezzled into this great axe that gives it some kind of magical properties, to be sure. You'll say that in common or in a language that you understand, it means it can refer to like heat or light, and you
Okay.
get the sense that that it imbues the property of some sort of heat or light to this weapon.
Okay.
All right. Which point he stands up and he says, Harshnag says, "Will you walk, or will you ride?"
I think riding will be a lot faster.
He kneels
I
down
say
and,
this to the rest of the party.
and he opens the sack.
I send coils out again, and I jump in the sack.
All right.
Yeah, I'll climb into the sack.
All right.
I eat some beef jerky while I sit in the sack.
All right. Sounds.
Oh, that's adorable.
There's just a cat. As the cat rides the shoulders to you. All right, so you guys get into the sack of Harshnag the Grim. That's so funny. I came up with.
The newest party member, everybody.
All right, so Harshnag gets up, and this time the journey is a little more reasonable, less bumpy. He tries to be a little more cautious and mindful that you're there, and you kind of prop up objects and dead furs and carcasses to get a little comfortable for the ride ahead, because it's going to take a while.
Is this a short rest?
It'll be a long rest, to be sure. You spend another day on the road.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, sweet.
Rebel rep? No? Yes?
So
No.
we all kind of nod off during our time
Yeah.
riding in the sack.
Riding in the sack, yes. All right.
But we do not level up.
Negative.
So right now we're officially level 8?
Nope.
You're
Oh.
level 6.
Damn. I
Alright.
only heard
Level 6 and already took down some frost giants. That's awesome.
All right, so after a long journey, or what seems to be a long journey in this dark sack, he keeps it open so you guys get some sunlight, your vitamin D. After a little journey, Harshnag stops. He kneels down and opens the sack, and you all kind of walk into a rocky precipice. There's a bit of snow on it. It's a lot more chillier than it was further south. And from this perspective, from this vantage points, you look down into kind of a valley. I don't have my notes open. You see running east to west a large river known as the Mirar River that runs along the valley of Kendron. Across on the northern side of the river, where it kind of banks, you see on a small knoll, a rocky knoll, is a large fortified city. It has thick walls, so thick that come down at a kind of opens up at the bottom of the wall, and the base of the wall itself could span the size of districts alone in Waterdeep. It is massive. There are huge stonework fortifications all along, and you can just spot hundreds and hundreds of movements along the wall itself. There are openings for large ballista weapons and devices to pour things down the side of the wall in times of siege and combat. You can see that Mirabar also houses a large port along the river, which is also heavily fortified. You get the sense that this city is impenetrable. It is completely unassailable, and it's pretty daunting. But it looks to be the handiwork and the craftsmanship of dwarves, to say the least. Harshnag points and says, There is Mirabar. You should find everything you are looking for there. Supplies, gear. Prepare yourself. Yes.
What time?
We have more
What time is it that we're arriving?
You'll say kind of early afternoon. Sunny day. He then points over to just beyond Mirabar, and you can see now a large rocky range, a mountainous range that just goes beyond the skyline and just full of ice and snow, and the sun just beams off of that, just glows white from as far as you can see east to west. And he points up and says, That is the spine of the worlds. There is where you will find the Eye of the Allfather. He now points further downriver to the east and says, I will be waiting along the river. Come to me when you are ready to embark. Remember to prepare yourself properly. Take your time. I will wait.
Anything we should get while we're in town?
A cleric, for one thing.
I know, but I mean, like any specific things that we might need on the way to.
You will need proper clothing. Kind of looks at Wolverine and Rogadar.
I'm not even cold.
This will not do.
Hey, I'm more prepared than these two over here right now. Point to Lucius and Zaya.
But you would all freeze
Because
to death.
I planned to buy furs in Mirabar.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
It was just so fashionable, I couldn't resist.
Bring food and drink.
Is there
as
any
well.
sense? Is there any sense in returning tonight, or should we spend the evening here?
You may spend the evening. I need a rest. I will wait for you.
So then we will set out in the morning.
Very well. Find me along the River Mirabar.
Harshnag, do you need anything from the town? Just putting a note there.
As there's just gusts of wind is blowing right past and he can't hear you.
How does that sound?
He says, "That is okay. I will scavenge for food
That is okay.
and do my thing."
Well, you still have these delicious stags in your bag.
Exactly. I am a frost giant. I was born in the frost. Shaped by it. I will be okay. Now go. Torque. And he heads down the crags, heading eastward, leaving you guys to make your journey at the end of the long road, where you started in Waterdeep, and now it ends in Mirabar. And you head towards Mirabar.
Onward.
All right. As you get closer to Mirabar, you notice that garrisons of troops march all about on the walls and on the grounds. They're primarily dwarves of just heavily plate armor. They wield great axes and giant shields with the emblem of Mirabar on it. These are the garrison, the axe, call themselves the Axe of Mirabar, and you feel like you've seen these guys before somewhere.
I kind of clutch my great axe a little tighter.
They
And
eyeball
and
you.
and I mutter under my breath, "Dwarves."
All right. There's a lot of activity going in and out. There's a lot of carts, a lot of trade that happens, and you see them wagoning out a lot of ores and stone. Being a dwarven area, a dwarven place, they have a lot of mines, and this seems to be their primary trade. As you enter through the gates of Mirabar, past the axes of Mirabar, which you guys have encountered before, one thing catches your attention, all of you, as you enter the town proper. You know, obviously, the town is made of a lot of stonework, stone causeways, and bridges. The buildings themselves, stonework, elegantly built, tall and sturdy, with a lot of chimneys. There are chimneys everywhere, forges, and just even though it's cold and north, there's a kind of a ongoing heat from all the forges and fires that are just raging. It almost seems like a plume of smoke that just envelops the city itself. But what's interesting to you guys is that the houses and the citizens of Mirabar primarily are humans and not really dwarves.
Oh, this was unexpected.
And you enter. You enter.
Okay. Can I do like I want to do just a perception check of like the people. Like I want to see if they seem like if there's any worry going around, or if
Okay.
like
Make a
there's
perception check.
yeah. I just want to know if it seems like it's in peace, or I don't know. I just want to get a feel of the place. Oh, I get a good feel of the place.
Yeah. So you notice there are very Mirabar. There are very few dwarves that are walking about. As you kind of get into the heart of the city and to the markets, and you have a good look around. Humans, elves, primarily humans, they're all dressed in large furs and hats and large boots. And there seems to be a kind of like a calm amongst the city. There doesn't seem to be any stir or any concern. But you know what? You do, Zaya, however, catch the glimpse off on the kind of other side of a small little river that cuts the city over a bridge. You notice there seems to be a large procession occurring. A large kind of line of people walking slowly. They carry the banners of Mirabar, and they're flanked and preceded by carts being pulled by large draft horses.
Okay.
Many carts.
I'll poke my earball and say, guys, look ahead. I think we should check that procession out. And I start walking forward towards it.
I'll follow.
As we're moving along, I like to keep my eye open, see if I notice a half-star place in the city.
All right.
Because we have to make some purchases.
Yeah. Make a perception check.
Perception.
I'm just glancing around, trying to see if I recognize a dwarf that looks like Slipskin.
Sure. Make a
I rolled
perception check as
9.
well. You're still not really quite familiar with places. Try to find a general store or a shop, Rodar, but kind of your companions are ushering you forward, so you don't quite get a good glimpse of where you are right now. But maybe some time afterwards you would have it.
Okay.
Chance.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Wolverbane, you also notice that there's not many dwarves. For the one or two dwarf you managed to spot, they don't seem to be of Slipskin's description. All right, as you guys
When we get close enough, I want to do another perception check to see what they're talking about, like just to understand more what this procession.
Okay. Well, as you kind of cross the bridge up to the other side of this little river, the procession has moved further down the road. There are people and citizens kind of watching solemnly at this procession. They're stepping aside. The procession is moving slowly, and people, you get the sense, are kind of standing quiet out of respect.
Wait, does it look like a funeral?
It looks like a procession of the dead.
Are there like sort of crowds along the side of the street watching?
As it passes people, everyone kind of gathers and then split. They leave an opening and they stand at attention with their heads down. They stand quietly. You now notice kind of the streets are silent.
Is there any like pictures or I don't know, or like any dead visible that we can see like what they're worshipping or what they're that's celebration, I guess.
Yeah.
Celebration.
Okay. As you look at, you notice the carts that they're pulling are long, but they're covered with furs. The shapes of bodies clearly underneath these furs. Some of the banners that they hold, are the emblem of Mirabar itself, but there are also those that kind of wear these long black robes, and they also carry a flag and have an emblem on their robes of a. It appears to be almost a. What do you call those things? Those judgment scales. That's kind of the emblem they're also proceeding with.
A dragon scale?
No, like those weight scales, like those judgment scales, like the law scale things.
Oh.
What do you call those things?
Yeah. The scales. The scales of justice.
Those things, yeah. Make a religion check.
All of us?
Those of you that are interested.
Can I whisper to? Is there? Well, I'm assuming we're in a crowd right now.
Yeah, you kind of made your way to the edge of the where the road everyone splits. You kind of got to the crowd. Everyone's kind of quiet, not really talking.
How did you call the thing?
Scales of justice.
I'm going to whisper to the person beside me. What has befallen this city?
It's a female. She just kind of, her head's still down in kind of somber respect. She kind of just whispers to you and says, The priests of Kelenfor are here to pass along the dead.
Who died?
Many have died to the giant attacks. And you kind of get a glimpse of the cards. There are quite a few bodies. You sense that these are the bodies of those who have fallen in the fields, soldiers or civilians, people that have died to the recent rampagings of the north.
I get the lowdown from Rogadar.
All right, but yeah, you guys recognize this as being the symbol of Kelenfor, the deity of the dead. Basically the Lord of the dead and the Judge of the damned.
I turn to the others and I say, well, I cannot think of a better place to find a man of the cloth than a funeral.
They are wearing clothing,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I get what you're saying.
Does it look like any of there are priests on the side who aren't participating in this procession?
Yeah. As you watch as the procession goes, it does lead to a church, where clearly there's a ceremony. But there seems to be one particular priest, or a man of the cloth. He's not part of that procession per se of the dead. He seems to be off to the side where they have set up some sort of what do you call it, a triage station almost, like where he's treating what appears to be miners and civilians who are injured but not have died. They are possibly dying or have become very sick. And he seems to be going to each one of them and talking to them, helping them in some sort of way. But he's wearing similar clothing of those of Kelenfor.
Turning to the group, perhaps we could start there and see if you would know of any information that might help us.
Yes. I don't see a better option at this very moment.
It's the only option I see right now.
Zaya, as you say that, this very fat, plump-looking cleric, just wearing brown clothing with a sash. He's completely bald. He's got these massive moobs. He looks like a cleric. Walks right by you and says, "Oh, are you looking for a cleric?"
I look at Rogadar.
No, we're not.
Depends. Do you want to go and fight giants?
I got things to do. Bye. And he
Okay,
kind of scurries off.
That was a close call.
All right, let's approach this cleric and at least find out why
But wait,
they're
like,
under such sieges.
are we, like, what if he says no? Like, we can't.
Well, we'll ask him if he knows a guy.
You can't
And
handle
we'll
it.
just keep going.
So no plan? We just jump in and talk to the stranger? Like, nothing's wrong?
We're
Oh.
newcomers to the town and we have questions. I
Okay.
don't understand the problem.
Alright, Lucius, please, no intimidation. And Wolverine, don't intimidate him as well, okay? Let's try to be peaceful.
Are you
This
volunteering
is
to do the talking, Zaya?
I'm getting
Sure!
We
mixed
just have to
Action.
ask one simple question.
Well,
Do you
then,
want to
have
fight
at it.
giants? If they say yes, perfect. If they say
Okay.
no, we move on.
Rogadar, you ask that
Perhaps-
question and then I'll
Perhaps
follow
we
your
should
lead.
approach the conversation a little more, ease into the fighting the giants parts,
But who doesn't want to fight giants?
Probably most clerics, I imagine. That's not the first thing on their list.
Okay, so Rogadar, we won't ask that question first.
No, well, make sure it comes up at some point. Gotta know what they're getting into.
Okay, so then
We are
what
not
do we start with? Are you
explicitly going to fight giants. We are going to the Eye of the All-Father to try to make contact with him.
Good point.
Okay, but what
We should
are
ask
we-
if they're comfortable around giants.
Are we gonna ask him if he's ready to leave Mirabar or if he wants to, adventure north of
Why
Mirabar?
don't we begin by introducing ourselves and asking what the situation
Okay,
is?
but can we not introduce ourselves as Torque? It sounds so loofy.
Zaya, you volunteered to do the talking. You can introduce us as whatever you want.
Okay, great! And I walk off.
Get on with it.
And I walk to that cleric
Finally.
person.
I follow, but I just kind of stand in the back.
Alright, you guys jut off the path towards the section off treehouse area from the church itself. From the church itself, you can hear like a low tolling of a bell, some chanting, as they seem to be doing some sort of ceremony for the dead. It's very somber, very, very ominous. But there's one particular cleric off to the side that seems to be dealing with, hopefully not so much dying, but they look like they're pretty dead. You see some miners and some civilians who have taken some
Miners
injuries.
like children?
Yeah, there's a few children miners, as well as miners who mine in the mines nearby.
I walk around the back of him and just fold my arms as Zaya comes up to the front of him.
Okay.
Oh, brother.
All right. And as you approach, it's this. He wears these heavy fur cloaks, furs that kind of cover his body. In fact, what does he look like?
And also, how tall?
He's tall.
Ah, crap.
Hey, I think you're
I was like,
oh, yeah.
how's my mic? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, it's great.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
very good.
Perfect.
All right. So what
he's-
does he look like?
He's tall. He's not big. He's not bulky. He's rugged from just being out on the road for a long time. So he's lean. But he looks a lot larger than he is just because of the furs. Certainly tall, bald, shaved to the skin. And he's handsome. He's a good looking guy. He's got charismatic eyes. Like you can see he's intelligent. He looks at you guys, kind of afraid, kind of not sure what's happening here. And you can see he has milky blue white eyes that almost looks like he might be blind, but he's kind of he's definitely looking you straight in the eye.
Oh, great! Another blind person.
We've already traveled with one blind man.
He
Tall like he's not a halfling. Tall.
no, he's certainly not a halfling.
Damn it!
I don't know how tall Wolverbane is, but I think he's a Goliath, so I don't think he's nearly as tall as him.
Everyone makes these assumptions just by looking at me. I'm like 8 feet tall or something. I'm pretty
Yeah,
tall.
I'm definitely not 8 feet tall. I would say like I'm tall for a human, but that's about it.
Wolverbane has this complex where he doesn't think anyone knows he's a Goliath. He's human. He's just a tall human. Don't call him a Goliath. How dare you?
I am a human. I don't know
I mean,
what
that's
I'm
what
talking
of course, that's what I was saying. So they approach you as Corioth, was it?
Cortion.
Cortion is you. Now you look up, you see a halfling before you who has this crazy hair that you've never seen before. It looks like it's a rainbow, has splash on her head. She wears these fancy kind of clothing, very colorful, very performer-like, and on her side she wears a bag of holding. You kind of sense someone behind you. Look around, you see a tall human, about 8 feet tall, who has almost. It seems like he has fur all over his body. It's hair that's grown all over all parts of his body, giving him almost like a shirt. He's got this large beard, and on his beard he's got chunks of bone and pieces of battles long past that he hasn't groomed out yet. And you catch a glimpse of a dragonborn, a copper dragonborn that has a little bit of green tinted into his scales, approaching with he has a large glaive, friendly looking sort of guy. And flanked beside him is a cloaked figure, hood pulled up close over his eyes as the sun does burn his eyeballs, but it seems to be a drow elf, dark skin from the Underdark, approaches ominously as well with his hands crossed like this. Because why
That
not?
last part is not true.
He's actually a mummy.
That's how Lucius walks.
That is not how Lucius walks.
And that is the
Did
party
you
of
go
Torn
through
that approach now.
You did Rogadar as well? Oh yeah? I missed that.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Rogadar, copper with green flecks, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like kind of a green tint almost.
So I look
tint.
up, totally not intimidated by his height. I put my hand on my hips, and I say, "Hey man, I'm Glitterlocks. I am the leader of Glitterlocks and Co." And I kind of like open up my arm and present the rest of the group. These are my fellow partners
Lucius is just shaking
and
his head.
And I
performers.
stop you. I stop you
And-
before, and I say, "Calm down. You can't. Not here. Not now.
Oh,
You can't-
sorry. Okay.
You
I'll
hear the
whisper.
possession?
Yes.
just keep it down just a little bit. That's all I ask.
Okay. I'm sorry. I will restart.
I like this guy already. I whisper to Lucius.
And I restart my position, but whispering. I am Glitterlux from Glitterlux & Co. These are my fellow friends and performers. And my name is actually Zaya, but you can call me if I'm performing. You can call me Glitterlux. But for now, we'll just keep it.
Hang on.
What's your name?
You see, I've got all these sick and dying people here. I need to tend to these people. If one of you are ill, I've got a free bed.
I can help you a little bit if you help us a little bit too. If I give you if I can help you heal 2 people, can you give me 20 minutes or 2 hours?
If you can spare some hands, I would gladly have you. I've got a few people here that you guys can take care of.
Okay.
I point over to.
But how much time do we need to give you before we can talk?
How much is a life worth to you?
What?
How much is a life worth to you?
Man, you're one of those people. I saved Rogadar just today, so his life was worth a lot. But some people are not worth a lot. I mean,
Zaya...
Riverbeen killed someone today, and that person did not come back. But Rogadar almost died, but he did come back. I don't know. It's all relative.
I point over to 2 twins, twin dwarves sitting in bed, and I say, if you can just take care of those for now. I've got a child and a mother I need to deal with.
Okay, and after.
Scooch you
Can
away.
I buy you supper?
Scooch.
Wait, we're not done talking.
And I scuttle off. I leather boots all.
Zaya has met her match.
All right, so Cortion has kind of guided you guys to a pair of dwarven twins, male and female. They look very ill, very sick.
Okay.
Once they're both coughing, they're both huddling together, kind of just trying to comfort each other, but at the same time, they're both really sick.
You think a death pepper would help them?
I want to cover my mouth because I'm actually really comfortable around dead people, and I don't know.
No, they're not dead. They're just dying.
Are they sick or dying?
They're dying of
So-
sickness.
Can I heal them with a healing word or no?
Yeah, we can say you can try. You guys kind of gather around these kids who look at you terrified.
I still cover my mouth. I'm a little worried about all these sick people.
All right. Yeah, sure. We'll say that first make an Arcana check, or no, a medicine check, just kind of discern what they're sick. All right. So you assure them that your colorful hair and your colorful attire kind of puts them at ease. And they allow you to kind of examine their bodies, and you sense that they have this kind of like a virus that's been going around that only infects dwarfs. It's dwarven particular virus that's born deep within Mirabar, in the city below. Kind of a plague that kind of happens once in a while. It's like the flu, but they've been stricken by this, and you can try to heal it some sort of way, or put them at ease.
Okay, put them at ease. Does that mean to kill
Well,
them?
You can try to solve their problem. That's what I'm trying to say.
So this is just
Okay.
like is this like just like a roadside clinic or something?
Yeah,
Like-
they've kind of set it up beside this church. You get the sense that that when you look at the church itself, it doesn't seem to be a chapel of sorts for Kelmvor itself. You get the sense that these Kelmvorian priests and clerics are kind of just stopping through. It's like they're making their way around Faerun and doing their thing.
Yeah, so like these sick, like what I'm trying to gauge is that these sick are not necessarily at all related to the giant attacks. Like these are just
Not necessarily
sick people that are being cared for here.
They're basically you see some are broken. They're basically the sick and the dying that haven't died yet, both from giant attacks.
But there's people here who like weren't
Yeah.
part of the fight. They
Exactly,
were just sick. They were just like terminally ill.
mining accidents, terminally ill. There's just a collection of people that need help, essentially, either to be eased into their death or to be saved.
Okay.
But you kind of get it's a sense of it's kind of like a pop up section of the Kelmvor people.
I would say it's kind of like a triage, like a very ad hoc makeshift, whatever we can scrounge together.
Right. Okay.
Like an open roof
Well,
walking clinic.
Lucius, having absolutely no skill, knowledge, or care for medicine, just kind of stands there waiting.
All right. Make it.
Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Cortion.
So I'm just dealing with. I've got a somebody that I'm dealing with is a dwarf. Looks terribly ill. He's super pale, and he's actually been his chest was crushed by some sort of force. And I'm tending to him, kind of writing down in a book that I've got, just the quiet whispers that he's telling me. He's not even looking me in the eyes. He's just kind of looking straight up into the sky, and I'm silently listening to his wishes.
And as you watch, you kind of catch a glimpse of Cortion doing this. As he's finishing writing the book, he kind of watches the dwarf kind of gives his last, final breath. And the dwarf passes away. But he seems to be at ease. And giving out his final words.
I'm gonna do a minor illusion of little stars on Lucius's hood, so he looks less scary for the kids.
Right. These stars just kind of start sparkling on your hood, Lucius, and you look.
You don't see it. It's your hood.
Yeah, you don't get you don't sense it. You just look less ominous, less terrifying for the children. But make an Arcana check first, Zaya, and then you can do your healing spell. I want to see.
Ish.
Okay, you gonna heal these guys?
Wait, what does that do again? I always forget. What is my pendant? It's not a saving throw. Damn it! It's never a saving throw. Okay. So I did my Arcana check. Now I do my healing.
See how well it's gonna go. But you gonna heal these children?
Yeah, level 1 healing word.
All right. So
do I do one spell for each?
Yeah. So you use a healing word on these kids. You get the sense that it helps put them at ease. It definitely helps them, give them energy and hold back the illness for now. You're not really sure if it particularly healed them fully from this illness, but it certainly helped. Okay. And they look to be in less pain. It's definitely helped. And they kind of look at you and they're playing with your hair and say, "Oh, thank you."
I as I'm standing up from the dwarf that's passed on me, I turn to his family that had been sleeping in the bed next to us, and then quietly whisper to them of their father's passing and allow them some time to kind of tend to him and say their last goodbyes and come back over to you guys and see how you're handling this situation. And it looks good. It looks like you guys are actually succeeding in at least easing their pain.
Yep, Palom and Porum look much better than when you left.
I pick out in my bag of holding. I want to check the mangoes that I had taken from Wolverine earlier. Do they still look good?
How long ago was that?
I don't know.
You've been on the road for days.
It hasn't been like months, but
they don't look the greatest. They haven't aged well.
They haven't?
They have not, unfortunately.
Yo, Wolverine,
what was it?
We should give them some fresh fruits to these kids, and impress that priest guy. I whisper that to Wolverine.
Wolverine,
do your trick, man. And I say, strawberries, go.
Wolverine, your mic's off.
Dang. Let's see. How about okay, I'll get some fruit. How about you juggle it, make them happy?
Okay, then not strawberries then. Let's do pomegranates.
Pomegranates. Those are hard for kids to eat. They're very seedy.
The what?
They're very seedy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Why don't you just go with apples?
I don't think kids
boring.
like pomegranates.
Well, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Come on,
kiwis!
man.
Do kiwis!
Kiwis.
In the mountains?
Well, I mean...
You haven't seen anything yet.
Oh!
I get out my Earth Mother cornucopia.
Look at my performance, sir.
And I think about... I say kiwis, and I shake it, and I
Alright.
tip it over.
And I put my hands underneath to catch the most of it.
Alright, give me that D100.
Oh my gosh, I'm so worried right now. What am I gonna catch?
Cortion, you watch as Wolverine takes this large, elegant-looking cornucopia, and he pulls it out of his sack and flips it upside down after kind of giving it a good shake, and side underneath it with their hands outstretched like this, and out plops two, decent-looking kiwis.
Two Wolverine.
And then just a mush of kiwi mush, just it's like they were they all got squished up and it all falls out.
How many times can you roll this thing, Wolverine, in a day?
I'll try it again.
Try it again. I need more than 2 to juggle, although I'm not.
I'm gonna try for kiwis again.
I forget how many times it was per day.
I think it's only once, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
The third kiwi finally falls out. So you have 3 kiwis and a kiwi mush.
Okay. Hey, kids! I'm Cortion. Look at this! And then I start juggling, although I don't know.
Performance check, please. As you're trying to impress Cortion, and it's not going well so far. But the juggling.
No, that's acrobatics! Damn it!
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing.
No, performance.
It's
same
minus
bonus
1, 19. Or do you want me to reroll? Or just
What's your performance?
5.
5? Oh, okay, so it's 20. It's 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. You watch Zai now juggles the 3 kiwis, and behind the kiwi trail is just glitter and stars and rainbows that just form and creates this great illusion of artisticness. The children love it. They start clapping, and they seem to have a lot of vigor and energy now that you've healed or stayed back there.
And then I give them each a kiwi, and I give one to Cortion. With a big smile on my face.
I accept the kiwi. It's a fruit. It's a fruit that I've probably not seen in a long time, and I'm impressed that you brought it all the way here in your magical pouch. And it must have been a challenge because you squished the rest of them and they're all over the floor. But I am impressed. You brought it all the way up to the mountainside. It's beautiful.
I know, it's so impressive, right? It's amazing.
I'm satisfied. I'm happy that you guys respected these people, and that you were able to at least calm them in this terrible time. But I kind of want to get you guys out of the way. I want to get you, like, there's too many people in this area, and there's a lot of sick people here.
So what time are we finishing? What time can we go with?
I'm going to chat with you. I'll talk to you.
What tavern are you staying at? What inn?
Mirabar's Finest, of course. I laugh and I point to the slumminess outside next to the church, and I say, "Yeah, Mirabar's Finest. It's all that they'll put us up in."
And you see, it's giant. There's a giant sign. And it shows a giant white yeti, and it's called the Yeti's Slumber. It's just like this vicious-looking yeti.
Well, we have some shopping we have to do.
Euros is there.
Big emphasis on the slum.
Slumming in the slumber.
Well, we have some shopping to do, so perhaps we'll meet you there later today. Maybe around dinner time.
I'll inevitably end up there. If you will meet me there, I'm impressed by your care for these people that you've just met.
Oh, you trust me. That was nothing.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Kiwis are just the beginning.
Yes.
All right, we have wasted enough.
Oh! I believe this was not time wasted, Lucius. We helped people. Actually, Wolverine and I have helped people today.
You misunderstand the sentence that I said. But anyways, let's go shopping.
I noticed that dynamic and bank that away for a little while.
All right.
I say namaste and I walk out.
A language you do.
What does that mean?
Bless you. Prestige, right?
All right. So leaving Cortion to his deeds, as you eases and helps the dying and the sick, you guys head off looking for what?
Furs.
Okay.
Something that looks fancy and
All right. So
warm.
Something that is functional and I can wear with my cloak.
And it has to be
Okay.
black. It has to be black.
No, it has to be like a lot of colors.
all right. So
Delicious.
do you guys split up to search for clothing?
Nope.
As your
No,
intentions.
I
Your
don't
intentions.
see any. I don't see any reason.
Okay. All right. So you guys come. As you guys head down the streets, looking around.
I want to look for a colorful store.
All right.
Of
All right. You come across as you guys head down the street, walking.
I want to look for a very practical shop.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Rogadar on that one.
Zaya is
We may
particularly
be
looking-
splitting the party up.
Zaya's looking for a particular colorful looking, fashionable place, and the rest of you guys look for something more reasonable and practical. Zaya, you come across a place. There are some fine women outside, dressed in colorful furs and leathers, and it seems to be the latest fashion of. They stand in front of a store called Frozen Fashion.
Okay, I'm still walking with those guys as we pass this.
Okay.
I want to just do a check. I want to know, is this going to be a stupid, crazy, expensive place? Or does it look like it's reasonable prices?
All right, make a perception check. It looks functional for the most part. They definitely take side more with fashion than with function. A little more on the pricier side, of course. It costs to be beautiful.
Guys, what about this place? This place looks like it has cool stuff. We should go in there.
Well, you can do
I
whatever
just
you
keep
want.
on walking without.
I like
without
half
saying
glance
anything.
back and just keep walking.
I'll stay with
Guys,
Zaya.
I mean, this place is perfectly fine. Guys! And I run
There's
behind.
too many colors.
But colors are good. Colors keep the hunters away.
No.
What?
I think
No,
it's the other
colors
way around.
attract.
Even Lucius can't help but to turn around and be like, "What?"
All right, so who's staying at Frozen Fashion?
I'm following them, trying to.
Okay,
That's what you
so you
want.
guys continue on past Frozen Fashion.
I was gonna stay with Zaya if she was going in.
Oh, Wolverine, you want to go to that place?
Well, I'm not buying anything, but yeah, I'll watch you pick something
No, Wolverine,
fabulous
you
out.
need to buy something. You're gonna freeze to death in those mountains.
I've never been this high north, but I'm not even feeling the cold. honestly.
It's not cold yet.
See, look at my nipples; they're not even poking out.
Wolverine, if you buy something, you get 2 gulp of ale today.
I'm not buying anything.
3 gulps of ale.
Okay, I look for some nipple rings.
All right, you guys head inside. The rest of you guys, you kind of continue on downward, looking for a kind of a more practical shop. Further down the streets, kind of weave a way down maze-like area, and you spot 2 stores. One from across from another. One that says "Mining Matters," and it seems to be in the official store of the mines of Mirabar, and it contains pickaxes and ropes and picks and that kind of sort of gear. Across the street, you see a place called Kendrun's Axe, and it says "Perfect for extreme mountaineering." Kind of just painted on the side window, and it seems to be a shop full of mountaineering gear.
Extreme mountaineering seems like what we're about to get ourselves into.
It does.
Shall we check that one out, Rogadar?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so you guys head inside there. You enter. Again, it's not a dwarf that's working here. It's a male human, but the sizes of the gear that they sell do range in size from halfling, gnome, dwarf, human, elf. And it seems to be a place that you would probably find everything you would need. What do you guys need?
So I basically just asked the storekeep for, say we're journeying into the spine of the world, and we need something that will keep us in good shape.
He just kind of shakes his head. He's like, "You guys are crazy,
Yes,
What?
we are.
Yes.
but you're gonna make me money, and I like that. So you're gonna need everything. From what I can tell, you have nothing except you." And he points. those are fashionable. They're not going to quite cut it when that icy wind is cutting you. So, he kind of like guides you to the store and kind of starts picking out things, telling you what you guys need. You guys need a hat, a jacket, like a fur cloak of sorts. You need furry boots, furry pants, perhaps spikes for the soles of your shoes.
How does it work? Like, is it
Do you sell fur-lined robes?
Yeah, he kind of guides you to fur-lined robes. Basically, I would say the cost of kind of frozen winter gear, getting everything would range you about 15 gold pieces. To get everything, you're getting a hat, kind of like covering for your face, cloak, boots.
Tell me, what other, besides apparel, what other mountaineering gear do you sell in this shop?
Aside from that, it's more about the attire here. He kind of points to the mining matters. Look for ropes or ice picks and those sort of things to climb and whatnot. You can find that over in the mining across the street. Here we just sell the attire, so that you will look beautiful when you die, and we find your frozen body.
Was that 50 gold per person or for total?
15 gold per person. You can cut back on some of the things and get lesser gear. This is the best gear. If you want to, go with the lesser known brands, be my guest. You'll just freeze faster.
They have great value.
I pick out the most subtle kind of possible robe that looks like it will keep me warm.
Okay.
And
got a good one. So basically, what we have here is you have the best gear for 15 golds. Kind of guides you through the mediocre gear, 10 golds, and then the just kind of like your average amateur gear for 5 golds. Different types of tiers of.
I'll
gear.
pay for the best.
All right.
I hand him 15 gold, and I say, Rogadar, I believe that it might be useful to pick up some things from the shop next door. Would you like to accompany me, or shall I just go?
I'll be right behind you. I'm trying to pick out some things I like from this store.
Well, I'll wait then.
Oh, okay.
So
let's say I get a mixture of like the best and the medium, and I pay 12 gold in the end.
Okay. Sure. you get a mixture of both.
I'm like, I get like the really good important ones, but for the other ones, I'm sort of just like, I'll probably be fine with the medium with this.
Yeah, so you're like a medium plus clothing.
Exactly.
Or best minus. You're kind of in between. Yeah, okay, fine. He kind of looks at you awkwardly and says, you sure like to make things difficult for whoever deity is up in the world looking after you, but sure. And you guys make your purchases. It's cold outside. You feel like wearing this stuff now would just overheat you, so you don't need to put it on quite yet. You're pretty okay now in town in Mirabar. And you head across the street to Mining Matters.
Hey, guys. Rogadar?
Yeah?
Yeah. Are you gonna buy stuff for a cleric just in case? As like a welcoming gift? I don't know.
Are you asking? Oh, you're asking both of us.
Well, I'm in my earpiece, obviously.
Just for Cortion's understanding, this party has sending stones in their ears, and it allows them to. They touch it. It allows them to speak to one another, so they all hear, kind of communicate.
Magical.
Can they choose? Can they choose who to speak to, or is it like just to everybody?
For everyone. It's
all or nothing.
But it allows them to communicate over distances, as long as they know kind of the general vicinity of the other person.
Well, we don't know if Cortion is even coming with us, so
No, but just
when we find out.
Besides, he presumably is from around here. I'm sure he will be equipped appropriately.
He looked like he's
like
traveled a lot.
Welcoming
So.
gift. It's true.
He looked pretty well geared, from what you can see.
How about, as Rogadar suggested, if there is to be a welcoming gift, perhaps we should make sure he's coming with us first.
We still haven't talked to him about the giants. That's a pretty important thing.
I know, he sounds like he wants to make himself busy and important compared to it.
He also sounds as though he's already made himself busy, so perhaps we should wait.
One way of seeing it, it's a 1%.
All right. So speaking of, as you guys are talking, you guys head over to the mines of the mining Mining Matters store. Wolverbane and Zaya, you enter Frozen Fashion.
In my head, I think of the store that I went to last time, and I have that kind of like puke feeling in my body.
Yeah, you enter and it's just there's like this fragrant smell. It's a lot of like females and males wearing these fashions. They're kind of sizing each other up, looking themselves in mirrors. The furs look great. They're high quality, varying colors and designs. They sell hats, boots, cloaks. They sell everything here that you would need for the colds.
Nipple rings?
You find a couple of rings that you probably could fashion into nipple rings if you wanted to.
Are they magic?
Can I look for someone that looks like the kindest of the sellers?
You see a kind of like a old woman, human as well. She walks with a little cane. She comes over to you. She's like, "Oh, dearie, are you here to purchase some of our finest fashions of Mirabar?"
Yes, I am here to purchase some of the finest of Mirabar.
Very well. And she kind of guides you through the store and shows you cloaks, boots, hats, gloves, scarves.
I want to know if she has deals, package deals, or any style on special on this special day for special travelers and special guests, special heights and special hair color.
She says, "Dearie, I can cut you a deal if you bought a whole outfit. Yeah, I'll cut off a few gold pieces, of course." And she kind of guides you, and you pick out some of the nicest outfits as Wolverine stands there and watches and looks for nipple rings. You pick out and try out some these fine cloaks. You find an outfit that looks great with your attire, matches your color. And she says, "These are all on sale, of course. I'll make you a little deal. Of course, you are a traveling miss visiting our town."
And I also helped some kids earlier today in town.
Oh, that's very nice of you. It'll be about 25 gold pieces. Madam?
Yes, 25, huh?
Normally it would be 32 gold pieces, of course. The traveler's discount, the height discount, the color discount, the hair color discount.
Can I just kind of check just to know if it's actually a good or not?
I mean, you get the sense that fashion costs a lot.
But it's 25 would be a good deal, or 25 would actually be...
Well, you see, you're looking at the price tags. You can see they cut off some prices. I mean, it is cheaper than what that's normal cost price.
It's like you're getting the boots for free.
Basically.
Okay, it sounds like you're giving me a good discount, you know? I'd recommend this place.
Very well. Would you like me to purchase now? I can gift wrap it for you. Is it a gift for anyone?
No, I don't need any gift wrap, but I will definitely like it folded.
Very well. She begins to fold all the pieces that you've bought. You
25.
You got gloves, you got hats. Alright, and she folds them nicely and puts them in a nice little bag. She goes around the counter and hands it to you. Kind of bends over and hands it to you. It weighs quite a bit. The furs are heavy, Zaya.
Thanks.
And they're gonna
just put them in my bag of holding.
Yeah. And they're gonna look glorious. As they fall in the bag of holding, they all kind of unravel and are no longer folded. They kind of...
No, really? Are you sure?
Yeah, you just float off to the ethereal.
Damn it. So much for so much. And
you've bought fashionably beautiful furs.
My friend here is all for something just as fancy.
Oh yes, what can I offer you?
Whoa, don't drag
also
me
give
into
her the
this.
coins.
No, we have things for all sizes and shapes. What can I get for you, my dear?
No, nothing.
Do you think he's gonna be warm enough to go northern than Mirabar dressed like he is?
Oh, dearie, no one's gonna be warm enough to go north of Mirabar.
Wolverine, what if you actually freeze to death up there? Maybe you should just get some clothes just in case.
Well, going north of Mirabar is risky. If you're going north, you should definitely prepare yourself properly.
You know, you don't have to wear it, but you'll have it in case, you know, once we pass...
You know, my body is like a furnace. I eat so many calories a day that it just heats me from the inside. I'm not even feeling. I've never even felt cold. I don't know what that feels like.
She says, well, listen, if you are traveling north into the mountains, advise you don't, you're going to need proper furs. There is a store down the street called Kedron's Axe that sells mountaineering gear. If you need furs for the north, I suggest you should look there. However, we do sell the finest furs here, and if you want to look beautiful, then you do sell quite a bit.
Lorraine, do you want to look beautiful? Beautiful.
No.
Okay, but can you at least please listen? I'm your, how'd you call it? Your safe buddy or cover buddy for you? Anyways.
Safe buddy.
So listen, I'll be that for you today, and I'm telling you, no one needs to know you bought them. We can't just hide them in a bag of holding. But just get them just in case you need them.
Why spend the money?
I don't want to spend my money. I'm telling you to.
No shirt shall cover this chest.
But I'm a little worried they're just gonna die. What do we do if we actually start freezing and we?
It'll never happen.
I put my earpiece to my ear, guys. What if Wolverine doesn't buy clothes and freeze to death up north?
We can try rolling him down the mountain.
Lucius? Doesn't reply?
Sorry, my Discord's being really bad.
Okay.
What did you ask?
Like, so Wolverine refuses to buy any gear. What happens if he actually does freeze when we get up north and we don't?
Wolverine is a grown man and he can make his own decisions.
Fine.
Here.
All right. With that, you leave Frozen Fashion with a fashionable set of mirror bar furs.
Yeah.
And Lucius and Rogadar, you head over to the Mining Matter store, the official mines of Mirabar store that sell all the latest, greatest souvenirs. And you guys enter. Rogadar and Lucius.
Same procedure. We go look for the person in charge.
Yep, it's a male. This time it is actually a dwarf. What are you guys looking for in particular? By
equipment to climb a mountain if need be.
all right. So he kind of guides you to get some. I think we just lost Lucius, but that's okay. He finds he gets some ice picks, some ropes, some tethering equipments, and varying climbing equipments. Comes up to be a couple gold pieces.
Yeah.
For that.
Are we still like live if he's gone?
Yeah, I think it's just his laptop. Discord went out.
All right.
Should be okay.
Yeah, I paid the couple gold, whatever it was.
Okay.
Get the stuff.
All right. So as time goes by, you guys, you're. Is there anything else you need before you go out?
Food probably. We pick it up.
All right. So yeah, you walk around town. You aim for a general store. You find one that's called Pique Your Interest, and it's like a picture of a mountain peak. It's a general store that sells rations and foods, and you manage to pick up some goods there. Lucius back. It's back.
Okay. Oh man, yeah, I don't know what's going on. My desktop computer seems fine, but my laptop's just like freaking out. Anyway, I am looking for pittons and an ice pick.
Yeah. Okay, so you managed to find pittons. That's what I was looking for this whole time. Ice picks, you find some, tethering gear, a couple gold pieces, and you're on your way.
Hey, Lucius is back. We split the cost, 1 gold apiece.
Perfect.
1 gold apiece?
Yeah. All right, so then I will say that you made a stop at Pique Your Interest, which is a general store, or just you buy some rations, some food to go along the way, some water. 50 silver at the most to buy that sort of things. Anything else you want to do before you head back to the Yetis? As it is, no.
50 silver, 5 gold pieces.
Anything else, guys? Before you head to the Yeti slumber?
No, I guess Wilbur and I we just head back to the slum after we're done, right?
Okay. All right. It's late afternoon, approaching the evening time. You head towards the Yeti slumber, the little tavern, and there's the inn that was near to the church. As you enter, you see a bunch of patrons. Very few dwarves, but it's a nice establishment. A little on the slummish. Probably not.
I feel like the DM wants us to ask some.
Yeah, I think this is an important detail.
Even though we don't care.
It's not. I just like bringing it up. Go ahead, ask me. I dare you. No, don't ask me. I don't want you to ask me.
Fine. I'll go up to the barkeep.
You know what? You do it. And you know what? It's a dwarf. Barkeep's a dwarf. He's standing on a stool. He's a midget dwarf standing on a
Alright, what's your name?
Varion. Name's Varion. Welcome to the Yeti
available?
Very on fleek.
Yes, there's quite a few rooms available. we offer them fairly cheap. 50 silver a night. But if you want the true dwarven experience, it'll be 1 gold a night.
What's the difference?
One is the dwarven experience you get to experience. Live in a dwarven room.
Is the bed dwarf sized?
It may be.
I'll take the 50 cent. I'll take the 50 cent one.
50 silver. Yes,
50 silver.
I can hear him. I hear Varian. And I yell out from behind a corner of some sort. You better not be offering him that room again. Don't believe him.
Listen, it's a good idea. I think I have something here. It's a good marketing idea, and I think I can make some money.
I say, let me guess. You have one room that is smaller than the others, and you're trying to pawn it off.
I have a couple of rooms smaller than the other, but listen. Don't listen to the cleric over there. He's just a little salty. He has to deal with so many dark things throughout the day. He comes here and tries to ruin my day.
Well, we'll take, 2 regular rooms between the 4 of us?
Very well, there's a bed in each.
1 bed in each?
Yes.
You know what?
That'll be fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
You know
Well,
what?
Rogadar, we share.
I'm Messiah.
Yeah.
I'm not cold at all. I'm gonna sleep outside.
Oh, brother. I will pay. Okay, I dropped my 50 silver on the.
Alright.
Oh,
So 3 of you pay 50
question.
silver. Yeah. Yes.
where are all the dwarves? We thought
Wait,
this was a
isn't
dwarven
it 50
town.
silver per room? So Rogadar paid for our room.
Yeah, but there's only 1 bed.
Yeah, I paid for my own
So
room.
Yeah. And more made Samuel. Varion says, why do you ask? That's a silly question. Of course, this is the city of dwarves, Mirabar, the great city of the dwarves.
Mhm.
They're just below the ground. The city extends far below the ground. This is only the surface where you surface dwellers live.
Oh, that makes sense.
That makes
I try to
very much sense.
interrupt. I'm interrupting, and I say,
Yeah.
"Guys, have some tact. Just have a little respect. Know your environment. Don't ask him about the dwarves."
Hey, listen, friend. And you know what? Stop telling people about my dwarven room scheme, okay? I'm trying to make a little coin here.
All right, I keep telling you rustic. You say rustic.
I like rustic.
Oh, friend.
Wolverine's
Thanks,
interested in that.
He turns to Wolverine and says, well, friend, I can offer you a rustic. 1 gold, it's the true rustic experience. What do you say to that?
For it to be really rustic, it would have to have a window that doesn't close properly so you can get the draft,
Yeah, absolutely.
and no bedding because I'm so warm I don't need... I'd be way too hot with a blanket over top of me.
Of course. You know what? For those features, it'll cost you another 50 silver. So I can
Yeah.
give you the room, the rustic room
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
To be clear, are you thinking the 50 silver is half a gold?
I am. Am I wrong?
No.
50 silver is 5 gold.
silver is.
Oh wait, it's 10 silver.
I've been
for
really
gold.
curious because I was like, that's a really good discount.
I've
Wait.
been marking off so much gold recently.
Oh wait, sorry. How many silvers in
There's 10. It's increments of 10.
I thought it was 100.
No.
Roll back.
So there's
It's
10
5
silver. So it's 5 silver for this.
I meant half a
for
gold.
this
I meant
room.
half a gold. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
How much
go
gold
mark
do
that.
I get back?
You guys can
I'll
stop.
figure this out, don't worry.
You
Yeah,
get 4. You get 4.5.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Back.
eat your gold up like that.
Yeah.
This is a slummy place. It's a very slummy place. But he says to Wolverbane, it'll cost you another 5 silver for the true rustic experience, for a broken window and a broken door. No betting. What do you say about that?
Tell you what, you give me the original rustic, and I'll break the window myself.
How would you just leave the window open?
That works.
Okay. 1 gold for the rustic room. And he winks at Cortion. Ding.
That is a deal! Here you go, sir.
Very well, your room's on the very one at the very end.
I also have another question.
No, yes.
I have 2 questions.
First of all, your room is the one with the little short door, smallest door there. You might have to crawl through. But it'll be okay.
I love it.
Perfect. Very rustic.
First, this is called the Yeti.
Oh, they sleep. The Yeti slumber.
The Yeti slumber. I know an innkeeper who goes by the name the Yeti. Is this his establishment that he's made up here?
No. It's named after the Yetis that dwell far north of here.
They're actual things?
Yeah, of course, they're fierce creatures that live in snowy terrain and mountainous terrains. If you see one, I would turn tail and run. They're not ones to be reckoned with.
I don't have a tail, but okay. Second question. Do you know... I know it's kind of rude to assume that since you're a dwarf, you know a dwarf. But do you know a dwarf named Slipskin?
Oh, who's asking?
I'm asking.
What's your name? Is what I'm asking. It's an implication, just like hail. Figure of speech, I'm just asking. Who's that? What's your name? Who's inquiring about this Slipskin?
My name is All Man.
All man, huh? I don't know no Slipskin. Do you?
No, you don't.
No.
You don't?
I do not know any Slipskin.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, I was just gonna say inside check.
Alright, go ahead.
I believe him, so I don't.
Alright, perfect.
I clearly believe him too.
Or but I wasn't paying enough attention.
Yeah, we
Wow,
all believe
this
him.
sucks.
Yeah, he doesn't know a Slipskin. Varion does not know a Slipskin of any sorts. Very well, your rooms are...
insightful of groups.
your room will be ready. At which point you see Cortion is sitting in the corner. He's kind of after shouting some stuff to Varion. The establishment's very small, very far off. He's just eyeballing you and kind of gauging the party as they're going about their banter.
I walk over to the table. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna wave you guys over.
Oh yeah. I come and I sit down.
Yeah, I wave back and then I come and sit down.
I order some food, then I go and I sit down.
I come
No
behind
fish
him,
and no potatoes.
and I stand with my arms crossed.
Wolverbane, would you please sit down?
Oh, we're not doing this anymore.
No. We weren't doing it in the first place, but
We need to have code for this kind of thing. I can't read your mind.
Sure.
You know, how about next time you shake your head like this,
Okay, listen. On the way out, we'll
and
decide.
then I'll know not to do something.
sure. We'll do that next time.
I kick out a seat that's in front of me, and I wave you guys down. Come on, sit down.
You're such a
Oh, I
friendly
thought we
guy.
were all sitting except for Wolf.
Oh, sorry. That was just anybody. Wasn't specifically pointing at Wolfbane.
Wolverine, that's yours for you, man.
He's so friendly. I sit down.
Carrion was the name, was it?
Oof.
He's not another bar, is he? Are you bar?
I've certainly been called worse. This town doesn't like the likes of our kind. We're certainly not welcome here. We're not loved. We're begrudged, and so Carrion is it's clever. But,
It's because we're a band of performers, right? So carry on actually makes sense.
I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get.
Carrion, isn't that like dead?
A dead carcass, yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it like some music
No,
related
carry
thing?
on is like a dead carcass, rotting carcass.
For what it's worth, I legitimately thought that was the name.
Yeah, look,
Oh,
You
Carrion
need to
is
change
a
your,
musical.
You need to change your roll 20
from
name
Bell
so he
Towers.
can read it.
I know,
It's a
yeah, I keep
bell,
looking
too.
at it and it's like, oh wait, no, that's not it. That's not it.
Okay.
I don't even correct you guys because I thought you were actually jesting with me.
Just to be sure.
Okay,
Are you
well,
a
I
human?
look at you very sternly and I say, no, seriously, what's your name?
I reach out my hand to shake a good strong shake with you guys, and I say, Cortion, it's fantastic to see some new faces around here.
Cortion.
Oh, we see new faces all the time, and you know what? It's all.
I'm Wolverbane. Guys, don't be rude. Introduce yourselves.
I ask him if he remembers my name.
Of course, I remember your name, Zaya, of course.
And what's the performer name?
I would love to
You
say
can
that
forget that one.
I
No,
could remember
scroll
that.
it up.
Glitterlocks.
The sparkled Spanx.
Oh, so close.
I like that one better. You should go by that.
No,
Well, I
Glitter
suppose
Loves
we're
stinks.
even now.
Sparkle Steaks and Company.
And I can't help but like get a smirk out of that one.
I take his hand, like the handshake, and I say, my name is Lucius Galanadel. I'm an associate of the Zentarum.
Somebody,
And performer in Glitter Loves coat.
DM, should I know what the Zentarum is? Would I,
Yeah,
would I
you're
know?
familiar with the factions of Faerun. So the Zentarum are do you know who they are? Like, legitimately?
No, I don't.
Okay, so they're one of the factions of Faerun, including like the
The
Lords of Light.
five major factions.
Yeah, there's the Emerald Enclave, Lords Alliance, etc.
They're the mob.
So basically, yeah, they're basically a
Basically the mob, yeah.
the mafia of Faerun. They deal with in a black market. There are a lot of thugs and thieves. They basically aim to better themselves through power and wealth. But members of the Zentarum treat each other as family. So they kind of collectively are working together to further their faction through wealth and power in any means. So they'll circumvent through politics, weave their way into through assassinations and thievery. So Lucius is one of those members. He's a kind of a middling, high-ranked member of the Zentarum. So he's well known, the Zentarum. And come to a lot of stuff.
That's actually really cool. I mean, out of character. But as he tells me that with like mid handshake, you can feel my grip kind of like tighten just a little bit and ask, but what clan? Because there's different clans, factions. Is that what it is?
No, it is just one giant faction.
Okay.
Like they might be something divided into like guilds or clans or we call those things.
Ranks?
Yeah, gangs almost.
Okay.
He might be for one.
Yeah, like the Zentarum, like I would say that like they're definitely like the shadiest of the factions, but like that doesn't mean that they're all necessarily like out to kill you or whatever.
Okay. I'm definitely curious, and you can feel it in my grip that I'm curious about why you would be here. It seems like an odd place for a member of the Zentarum.
Sure.
But I shake your hand nonetheless, and I give it a good grip. And I go through the table, and I go for Wolverbane next.
I grasp his hand very firmly with my massive mitt, and I squeeze a little harder than he seems to be.
Are you having
And
a squeezy competition?
if he matches, then I'll continue to increase the tension.
I don't dare.
But I'm smiling the whole time. It's very friendly.
I definitely I grasp firmly. I can tell where he's going with this, and I share his enthusiasm. I give it a good shake, but I'm not trying to outwit or outstrength this beast.
This human, not a Goliath.
I didn't say it. Didn't say anything.
Tell me your tongue.
Well met.
And your name?
Wolverine.
And I continued in the line, going for the scaliest one.
Hello, Karen. My name is Vogadar, part-time bounty hunter.
And I go for the straight for the palm, and I don't think I've ever felt a shit. What do you call them? Oh, Dragonborn's hand, and I get a good shake in there. A pleasure to meet you.
How do you feel about giants?
Let me tell you about the giants. The giants in this area plague. It's certainly what brought me to this place. So I assume you've all seen them on your way in here.
Oh yes, if only you knew how much we them.
We're actually experts on giants. We are. We have been. Brain fart. We have been formed by. What's her
We
name?
have some encounters with some.
He'll get to it eventually. Just wait.
It hurts.
Give it a second.
I'm sitting here wondering. I'm looking at the rest of you guys, wondering if this is okay.
Don't worry. It's all
It's
good.
fine. He needs to work on it every now and again.
It's A1.
Okay.
In the
Cordia,
meantime,
it seems that my companions are eager to get right down to business.
Next scene.
Oh, brother.
Next scene. She is.
Wolverine, why don't you get some ale? I think it's time. Go get yourself some beverage.
Check on the
Exactly. So he just kind of has his brain fart, this weird look in his eye, and just kind of just walks off to the bar.
We have been united under a common banner. Let's say that. We have all been caught up in these giant attacks and have taken it upon ourselves to investigate further. We have learned quite a bit.
And we have met quite a bit of them as well. They're not all bad.
And yes,
There's good in everyone.
This is true. Some have been quite amiable.
My only experience with them has been negative, and I've only been dealing with them by a proxy. I've never actually met one in the flesh, but I certainly feel their effects. And
Sorry.
Go on.
Have you actually been involved in a fight with them?
No, I've never actually seen one in the flesh.
Oh.
So I can feel the effects, and I know of their squabble.
Do you fear them?
I think anybody should respect them, or fear them, maybe.
Are you interested in
I'm curious. You speak like an adventurer. Are you from Mirabar?
I'm not from Mirabar. I'm from so many different places that I couldn't even tell you which one I would choose as my home. No, I find myself on the road trying to find out where I can best serve the Lord, and this is definitely the place that needs me the most. So I came across here a few weeks back, and you could definitely feel the effects of the giants. So I devoted myself to the cause and called my bannermen.
Oh, go ahead.
You see Lucius kind of squint as you talk about your story. And he says, and what lord is it that you serve?
I'm sure you've seen our banners. It's not something that I try to advertise. We're certainly not the most favored people in this country. Kind of seen as the ones who bring the plague rather than the ones who try to cure it. So my bannermen are a little bit more happy and proud to show off their banners. But it's Kellenvor, I'm sure you've seen.
And that was the one that Zaya and I recognized it as the god of death.
Yeah, the Lord of Dead and the
Dance.
judge of the dead.
I say exactly those words. In his grave is a manner as he deserves.
But theoretically, by helping solving the issue with the giants, you would be serving the purpose that your deity is requiring from you, right?
I can see where you're going with this. I've got so many people to treat here that I've got Harem and Therum and Burgoyne and Morgan. There's just too many to name. But I know, I understand what you're looking for, and I'm not.
Yeah, because
looking for
more of them will keep coming if we don't go to the source, and we're literally aiming for the source. You see what I mean?
I feel like there's something deeper here that it's not just the giants that I'm worried about. I think the giants have just caused this situation by proxy.
We would agree with you, actually. We have learned that this entire issue is more complicated than it seems on the outset. And whatever the cause of it might have been, it seems to have started with something to do with what the giants call the All-Father. Have you heard of this figure?
No, this is not something that I'm very familiar with.
I look at the rest of the group. I feel we're gonna stay up very late tonight.
The All-Father is revered as the, I suppose, deity of the giants, the one who keeps things in order. He is the one who established what the giants call the ordning, a caste system by which they are organized. Some time ago, we learned that the All-Father has gotten rid of the ordning, and it seems to be the cause of the chaos that the giants now find themselves in.
This could make a lot of sense. The first reaction of dwarves whenever their territories are threatened is to dig deeper, and so as they've dug too deep, and we've got hints that an ancient evil has been awoken deep within their minds, and that's what's causing this disease. So it's something that yes, I could see if we get rid of these giants, if we in some way settle this issue, there's still going to be a situation in these mines. It's something that I can't turn my attention away from, but I'm interested in what you're saying.
What is the sickness that
Is there
they
any
found?
way? Is there any way that we could convince you to come check it out for a very short while your buddies take care of Mirabar?
Or what if we all, including you, go down these mines to find this evil and stop it?
Sorry, I'm checking my mic. I would be interested in both solutions, because I believe at some point it's something that I'm going to have to deal with, either myself or my compatriots. At the moment, I believe these mines are clear enough that new disease patients won't be coming. They've collapsed the mine just enough that the miasma has stopped spreading.
Therefore, there's a part of you that's super curious about checking out the giants, right?
If you believe, if you've heard word that there's, need of my presence, I'd be interested in hearing more. This is how I've how I discover new. This is essentially how my god speaks to me through hints and just little notes that teach me if there's a situation that might need my presence.
Well, it's funny that you've mentioned that, actually, because we have had contact with a giant by the name of Harshnag recently. He is an old adventurer, disassociated from the rest of his people, and a fan of us, small folk, as they call us. He has informed us that our attempts to communicate with the Allfather will not be of any use unless we have somebody who is trained in the ability to communicate with deities.
I can see how I would be of use. I can definitely see that. But have you ever spoken to a man named Darren? I believe you may have greeted him at the beginning of your travels. He generally likes to greet people as they come into town. He's a little eager. Have you met Darren? He's a chubby one.
Darren.
We saw him in the distance.
Is he wearing a brown robe? Was that Darren?
He's got big ones.
Yeah. He's got moves.
Did
We
Darren
saw
say
him in the distance.
Oh yeah, he wanted to help, and we are like,
Noticed.
giants, and he's like, oh no thanks.
Oh,
Yeah,
turned.
he didn't seem fond of giants.
Yes, he's one to talk, but he's never one to put his money where his mouth is, as they say.
Yes, well, we are certainly looking for somebody willing to act.
How about this? If I can round up my troops and let them know what the situation is, I assume all this information I can share.
Like, shrug
maybe
and turn to the
not
rest of the
about-
party.
Yeah, maybe we should tell him not to talk Harshnag.
Yeah.
I don't.
Are you guys talking amongst yourself?
Well, you're here. I don't mind if you hear
openly,
that.
though.
I'm not hiding this from you.
Well, he didn't enter the town. Should be fine. Don't see an issue there.
These people are kind of peaceful, but it's a detail that doesn't change any of the story. But-
Let me ask the DM. Let me just ask the DM. Does everybody know about the Allfather? Is it pretty common that?
I mean, those who may have studied in the histories of the giants wouldn't be
Okay.
common knowledge. Like, it's more like a religious fact. You would have to
Okay.
understand.
Okay, so my people might even know in that
Yeah.
situation, and if I were to explain to them, maybe they would.
Yeah, the Eye of the Allfather is essentially a shrine where they said that Amon, the Allfather himself, had first stepped onto Faerun, and that's where they had built a shrine where giants had gone to communicate with their deity from the years past, like the generations past, and the age of Astoria when giants ruled the land.
Okay.
So I mean, there's kind of a connection there where they would probably have an understanding.
And let me tell you this. You can also share with them that by coming with us and helping solving this major issue, you might also help restore how people view you guys in the city and other cities as well.
That is actually a really good point, Zaya.
I know, right? Sometimes it happens.
We could make sure that your involvement is well publicized if that is something that you feel would be beneficial to your order.
Not you personally if you don't want to. I mean, just you guys as a symbol, as bearers of something.
I certainly wouldn't want it to be me. I don't want to. This name I don't necessarily want to have spread far and wide, and its association I don't want spread. But I could definitely see the appeal of raising Kalimvor and his word to be better received by the general people.
Absolutely.
Let me talk to my people. I need to talk to them and make sure that they've got a handle on this situation, and if they can spare just a lowly person such as I.
Yes.
All right.
We will need a fairly quick response. We are looking to depart in the morning.
Whew. Oh, okay. I'm not going to be able to rally the troops tonight, but if you guys are leaving tomorrow morning, is that a hard and fast time?
I mean, like late
Afternoon,
morning,
maybe.
early morning, then morning.
I kind of lean forward. I say, "It is not. But every day that we do not make progress in our mission is another day where more sick and injured are appearing in your camp."
I lean back in my chair and then I pop open. I ask for a second and I pop open just a leather book. It looks really ratty. It's a personal book, and I just pop it open, leaf through some of the pages that.
Are you hiding it from us, or?
No. I'm just like I'm not trying to be obvious. But I'm not hiding it in any way. I'm just saying, hang on one sec. I just got a little bookkeeping to attend to, and I just flip through some of the pages.
Can I peek in? Can I try to peek?
Yeah, I would think it'd be pretty rude.
You can try.
I want to try to peek.
Yep.
All right, make a perception.
Like stealthily, or like you're just looking.
Like stealthily.
All right, make a stealth check.
Can I perception check?
Yeah, you can risk your perception.
I don't actually know how to do it. I've been clicking on a bunch of things, and I clicked one of them. Give me one sec. I think I know how to do it. I hope that my numbers are accurate. Give me one sec.
I mean, my stealth was pretty good. So,
What did I roll? So actually, I don't know how to read those numbers.
14.
So
You
first,
rolled a 14
it's-
first?
It always rolls advantage, but you just take the left number if you don't have advantage.
Okay. So she rolled a 24. I rolled a 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't. She's as a halfling, she stealthily kind of just slips from her chair and gets up on Wolverine's like knee, and just kind of peers over. What did she see in this book?
Leafing through the pages is just names. It's names and accounts of the people that I've dealt with. It might be some of the pages you can see some of the people that we actually dealt with today, and how they died and what their last wishes were. There's some deeds in there that you can see. You can peer out some people that wish to donate their estates to the church itself. And there's some rude words scrawled across of people's last dying breaths and their curses for Kellenbor. But you can see there's a few names that are they're scribbled in there, and they're names that you recognize. I labeled them off earlier today, and they're Grenmar and Malgren and Hiram and Theorem. And you can see me peek through, and I'm just kind of doing some mental math of like how I need to handle these four, and I'm just kind of tallying off their. I'm whispering under my breath about what to do with them. I close up the book and I nod to them and I say I think we can make this work, and I asked for them to wait for me in the morning, if that's possible.
Absolutely.
We'll meet you here then.
All right. And with that, Cortion, I guess you head out to do your business. Maybe take some care of last minute details. And the rest of you guys, I presume, head to bed, as it is getting late. But you seem to have somehow convinced this wild cleric to join you in your adventures, at least to the Eye of the Allfather, to help you with Amon. And
Zaya is definitely proud of what Glitterlocks and Co. today has done.
Lucius goes to his single room. Rogadar and Zaya, you guys go to the shared room.
Yeah.
And Wolverine, you go to the rustic room that you paid a little extra for.
Oh yeah.
As you approach as everyone kind of normal sized doors and the normal sized rooms, Wolverine, you enter. You find at the very end of the hallway a small doorway, about half the size of the rest of the doorways. You push it open, and you need to crawl through. And you crawl through, and it's a smaller room. You can sit up there. You can't really stand without really hunching over. There's a large.
Cozy.
Yeah, there's a nice cozy. The bed's about. You could probably get your leg on the bed. And there is a window on the other side that you're able to prop open, and rushes in the cold winter breeze of Mirabar. It takes you a while to rearrange the furniture, stack, the dwarven chest of drawers on top of the bed, and just move everything around so you can lay down and actually have space. But there are no covers, no bed furs, nothing. It's very rustic, just the way you wanted it.
Just the way I like it.
And you barely fit. Your hand is hanging out the window.
Temperature control.
Yeah, of course. And you head off to your slum, your Yeti slum, and you do find yourself a little bit chilly, but you can handle it. I mean, you are only at the base of the mountain. It's a little cold, but you're able to handle it. And that's where I'm going to end off for the night. I think it's a great spot to end. Before you head off in the morning with your new companion, Cortion, to meet up with Harshnag in your long journey to the Eye of the Allfather. A treacherous journey into the mountains of the Spine of the Worlds, where hopefully you will not freeze to death, because you bought good furs, and then also bought a little bit of good furs.
Except for Wolverbane.
Except for Wolverine.
Who is made of furs.
Yes.
I definitely want to show Rogadar stuff that I purchased today when we get to our room.
For sure. Okay, well, we can do that next. Oh, no, do that real quick right now. You head to the room, and you show off Rogadar all the beautiful furs that you've got.
Yeah.
All the highest fashions.
Yeah, exactly.
I examine them and see if they look substantial enough.
They are not nearly as warm and thick and well made.
What? Are you serious?
As the ones that you, Rogadar. Hers are more leaning towards the fashion side than function side, whereas yours are just pure. You got the medium plus stuff that are more functional.
What? I had no idea. This is not fair.
You feel like you just got ripped off.
I am so upset right now. Okay, Rogadar, early morning, I have to go get a refund for this.
Oh, good luck with that. Or you could just suck it up and go and buy some practical stuff.
And get reimbursed for this stuff first.
I don't know how that will work.
And
Have
Rogadar
faith.
passes out. All right, that's where we're gonna end for the nights.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. That was fun.
That
Yeah.
This is
That was funny.
amazing.
Thanks all of our viewers. Hopefully you're as excited as we are to have a new party member on board. And we'll get more into that starting next week
Yes.
on our next episode of The Gilded Dice.
All right, peace.
See you guys.
Have a good night.